Ladies and gents, making your first $100,000 in the year we live in is kind of like making your first $1,000 back in 1995. There is money literally everywhere. All you need to do is have the right game plan and execute. And that's why in this video, I'm going to show you 7 ways to make your first $100,000 online. Now, a lot of these come from my own personal experience and me actually paying other people $100,000 in order to do this. So I've literally paid people 6 figures for the exact same thing that I'm going to suggest to you today. Now, majority of these will help you make your first $100,000, but will be very difficult to make $1 million a year from. So if you want a business model where you can not only make $100,000 a year, but even $1 million a year, then earlier this year, I actually evaluated the 8 best business models, the pros, the cons, the likeliness of succeeding for the best different business models, and then basically came to a conclusion of which one you should start depending on your situation. I'll leave a link in the description down below and you can check it out. Now, the first way to make your first 100K online is by being a remote sales rep. Even if you've never sold before, it's still a skill that you can pick up relatively quickly. Now, I would say for everyone watching, there's a third of you that will be incredible naturally at sales. There'll be a third of you that can learn and easily make $100,000 a year by being an online sales rep. And there's a third of you that I would just say avoid sales. Like, it's just not your calling. It's not your strong suit, and it's better you make money elsewhere. But as I said, for 2/3 of you, you will have a natural talent at selling, or it's something that you'll be able to pick up very easily and go on to make 100K a year plus. Now, I have sales reps for some of my companies. For example, my software company, where literally within 5 weeks, someone starts with 0 experience and they're making $5,000 a month, literally within the space of 5 weeks. And that's definitely a great pay, but honestly, as an online sales rep, you should be targeting 120K a year. In fact, one of my sales guys for one of my companies did $34,000 last month in commission. So that's pure take-home profit. That's his money in pure commissions. And the best part of being a sales rep these days is the fact that you can be remote. And obviously that's a big plus and a big positive. And look, if you're watching this and you're thinking, I don't know what makes me special compared to another sales rep. Well, then when you start, agree to half the commission that normal sales reps get. And then as you start hitting certain benchmarks, have your commission structure go up to match basically what everyone else is getting at the company. Now, the second way to make your first 100K is by flipping sneakers. Now, this is a world that I am not too involved with, but I have become a bit of an end consumer. I usually dress like a grandpa. 90% of my wardrobe is Loro Piana, Zegna, Brunello. But one of the things that I do like are sneakers, so a lot of times I'll throw on some Travis Lowe's or maybe some Dunks. And you need to understand, I'm literally spending 3 to 10 times the retail price of the shoe. So this is a very lucrative world. And if it's something that you can educate yourself on, well, then you can capitalize. And it doesn't even need to be a pair of super hype pieces. For example, it could just be some New Balance 550s, which I actually have a pair of. And these shoes go for double retail. So whether you have the right systems in place to actually get it at retail, market it correctly, and make a 20 to 30% markup on eBay, there's undeniably a lot of money to be made in the world of sneakers. It reminds me a lot of the world of watches, which I know like the back of my hand.
I can't argue.
Plus, the benefit is that the stakes are a lot lower, so mistakes are less expensive as well. So look, you will never see me flipping shoes like Benjamin Kicks, but I have seen with my own 2 eyes just how profitable it can be. The next way to make your first 100,000 online is with YouTube. For all of you watching this, I'd say only 10% of you have the it factor needed to be successful on YouTube. But even just the 10% watching, let's say this video gets 500,000 views, that's still 50,000 people who can start YouTube channels and go on to make their first 100K online with it. So for those of you that have the ability, attention really is the new currency. I can't tell you just how life-changing creating a YouTube channel is, and it's not too late either. You can make great money on YouTube. I personally make between $80,000 to $100,000 a month from AdSense. And I've also been offered between $100,000 to $120,000 a month in sponsorships by an agency that represents the top talent in this niche. So you'll notice that I'm probably the only person in this space above 500,000 subscribers that talks about business, finance, that doesn't do sponsorships. And that's because I like my freedom to be able to speak about, how scam, how climate change is all a hoax to control people even further, tax them even further on just their day-to-day living. I like the fact that I could talk about that stuff on my YouTube channel. So for me, I literally turn down $1.2 to $1.5 million a year, and that's at the current rate, and we're growing super quickly. So that will probably be $2 or $3 million. And I mean, look, who knows? If I can still talk about that stuff and still get great sponsors that I believe in, then who knows? Maybe in the future I will. So between AdSense and sponsorships, if I wanted to take it, I could be making $2.5 million a year just from YouTube. Now, bear in mind, I am in the highest paying AdSense niche, so I get paid a lot of money for every single one of my videos. I honestly think that not everyone is cut out for YouTube, but it is a work in progress. I mean, I'm just gonna play a couple clips right here from 2015 when I first started my YouTube channel.
Guys, I severely underestimate just how much time, effort, commitment goes into making YouTube videos.
I just want to talk about something that's been on my mind, and that's disassociating yourself from negativity, negative people. As you saw in today's video, I'm getting paid a good amount of money to run their branding.
So just remember, you won't be great to start with, but it's worth taking the first step. Now, the next way to make your first $100,000 online is by dropshipping. So dropshipping is finding products online and basically marketing them through Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok, whatever it may be, and then having a third party actually deliver the product. So that way you're basically just the middleman. So you make the margin and never have to deliver the product. Now that sounds amazing until you realize that the gross margins are so small, and then you're having to spend so much money on advertising that by the end, it's just not even worth it. And yeah, it's for that reason I've never been a fan of dropshipping in the past, because more people lose money from ads than they actually do succeed. But the reason now I'm mentioning it is because with free sources like TikTok, you can actually get free traffic. So that means it's costing you nothing from an advertising perspective. And then obviously you've got someone else to deliver the product. So, you know, your margins aren't the best, but still even at 30% margins, 20% margins, it's still a very viable business model. Now do bear in mind that finding a winning product is a lot of trial and error, just a lot of like banging your head against the wall and trying to find something that works. And then obviously once you find something that works, you actually have to get all the free traffic. So not everyone can succeed, not everyone can win in it, but I think it's definitely a very viable way to make your first $100,000 online. By the way, dropshipping was one of the 8 business models I talked about in that video where I go over the money making matrix. So as I mentioned earlier, I will leave a link to that video down below. Now, courses are one of the best ways to make money online if you are very knowledgeable about a topic. That said, most people are so scared to launch and it flops, or people are unhappy and request refunds. I can honestly say that launching courses and being successful long-term is a very difficult business to get into. It's been one of my businesses for 4 years. Back when I launched a course in 2018, eventually made that an education company, brought on proper employees, started taking some of that profits and using that to build schools in Nepal, which we've actually successfully done 5 of. And then from there, actually building a custom e-learning platform. So it's been a very long and difficult journey. And at my education company, Gray Agency, we have 60 full-time people who work at the company with over $4 million a year in payroll. So when I talk about that AdSense money, for example, that's great until you realize that I have 3 full-time thumbnail editors. I have 3 full-time video editors to actually market and actually show people the brand. I have 12 full-time student success concierge. These are basically VIP concierge staff that get assigned to every single person who enrolls in one of our programs, plus all the other fun stuff that you need in a company, COO, operations manager, this, that. It's a very difficult business to do it at super high level like I've done it. And that's because I love online education. But for most people, they just want to be able to sell a course, be able to sell their knowledge, and just make some good money from it. The highest earning online course, I believe it did over $100 million in sales, was actually a course on how to use Excel sheets. So for example, if you're really good at organizing and using Notion, then you can make $100K a year online from it. Now I will say that half of the puzzle is making the program good. The other one is getting eyeballs to it. And that's really where most people struggle and don't realize just the amount of effort that is needed to actually do marketing and get customers. So this is why I always recommend for people to actually launch courses on Skillshare. So Skillshare has a very similar royalty model to Spotify, and I have personal friends of mine that make over $50,000 a month just by launching a course on Skillshare. And obviously Skillshare is the marketplace, so Skillshare kind of does all the marketing for the creator. So I would say this is definitely the best way to launch a course with sort of your training wheels on. The next way to make your first $100,000 online is also great because it involves zero work to actually make the product, and that is affiliate marketing. Now affiliate marketing involves you taking a product or a service, maybe even software, and basically you promote it and get a kickback from it. Some of the biggest companies on earth, for example, Amazon, even have affiliate marketing programs. Now I personally make $40,000 a month from affiliate marketing, and that's just one product, and I don't even mention the product publicly anywhere. So if I really wanted to and I wanted to promote certain different softwares and stuff like that, I could easily make between $100,000 to $200,000 a month from affiliate marketing. Now a few years ago, I would have said that this isn't a real business model because the only way that I can earn this money from affiliate marketing is because of sort of the brand that I have. Not everyone can replicate that. As I said, I have 3 full-time editors and 3 full-time thumbnail people just for YouTube alone. So I never used to consider this sort of a beginner-friendly business model, but now these days with free traffic sources like TikTok or even Twitter, I'm really seeing the ability for someone to gain free traffic and use that to convert affiliate sales and make a full-time income. The best part is if the product is in high demand, it basically sells itself. And this is basically what you saw earlier this year with Andrew Tate's Hustlers University. It was a simple affiliate marketing program. And Tate was growing so quickly and in such high demand that there were people who were literally making $5,000 to $10,000 a month just by taking podcast clips of him them and basically posting it on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Reels, whatever it may be. It was great for them, and it was genius from Tate because he went on to be the world's most Googled man. So promote a software, a course, a supplement, whatever, is in line with your beliefs, whatever you believe is actually a great product, because that obviously makes it a lot easier to promote it. And then find a traffic source, preferably something that's free. And if you can build up those free traffic sources, well, then you can sell affiliate offers from it. Now, the final way I'm going to recommend to make your first 100K online is by becoming a high impact video editor. And this is kind of what I actually did back in 2016. I learned how to use a camera, I learned how to edit, and basically at first my agency, I was just shooting content for local clients, shooting content, editing it. And then from there, I basically started a creative agency, and that's basically what morphed and turned into my advertising agency, IAG Media, that I ran for 6 years. And at the age of 17, I was making between $15,000 to $25,000 a month as basically a creative agency then, but really I was just a glorified freelancer. These days, companies are really starting to realize that video marketing is the way forward. And there's a lot of very smart influencers and companies that are realizing this and hiring heavily because of it. I mean, even myself, as I said, I have 3 full-time video editors, I have 3 full-time people just for thumbnails, and I have 19 full-time people, and Spencer, who leads the department, for the content redistribution team. So they basically, take clips from podcasts, videos, and post it on TikTok accounts, Reels accounts, Shorts, etc., etc. And these people all work for me and me only. They're a part of daily team calls for different departments. So I'm investing a lot of money into organic content. And that's simply because, as I said earlier, attention really is the new currency. So if you can become an editor for high impact content, and you can specifically say that, hey, my editing has returned this sort of ROI, or my editing has improved watch time or retention. If you can really sort of make clear what makes you special compared to just regular editors, then you're gonna have a big advantage. And if you can attach yourself to this massive creator economy boom that is happening at the moment, you will really serve yourself for the rest of your life. So ladies and gents, these 7 ideas were just some ideas, right? They were surface level. So if you really want to go deep, then go check out that money making matrix, link below. I hope you guys enjoyed. And on that note, I'll see you next time.